Welcome back to this edition of Cope's Corner. I'm your host, as always, Mike Copenaver, aka Real Mike. You can find me on Twitter at Cope's Corner, KOPESKORNER, as well as on Facebook. Stoked to be here to talk about some UFC last weekend, a little bit of the Dana White Contender Series. Stoked to be with my man, Mr. B, the MMA guy, old school Periscope OG legend. So stoked to be with you, Mr. B. How you doing, my man?
I'm good, Mike. How you doing, man?
I'm
How
wonderful,
you
dude.
doing?
I'm stoked to be with you again. As
Likewise.
always seems to be when me and Mr. B get together, we come cashing bets, baby, and that did not stop last week. So, but the first thing I want to do, I'm gonna jump in and thank my sponsors real fast, my dude. So I'm gonna jump us out of the screen.
Sure.
First sponsor that I have is it's gonna be MELIN brand hats. Let's hold on one second. Let me pop it up. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, first sponsor that we have here is M Melon Brand Hats, MELIN. It's a luxury line of hats that my boy Brian McDonald dreamed up in high school. He always talked about how we'd have these hats with these very intricate patterns and really cool stuff that were going on. So real stoked to have one second. Am I not streaming it? What is going on here? My bad, dude. Rookie. My bad. Sorry, Mr. B. One second. So sorry, first sponsor that we have here is Melon Brand Hats, MELIN. It's a luxury line of hats that my boy Brian McDonald dreamed up in high school. He always talked about how I'd have a different line of hats, unlike any other hat that was ever made, with really cool patterns, different details. It's just really cool stuff. Some of them are waterproof. The one on my hat is one of my favorites. It's a waterproof as well. One of them that's going out is called a kind humans kindness pass it on. So just need that all around the world. So I want to thank Melon Brand Hats for their support. Next up, we have Fokai Stuff, FOKAI stuff.com. It's Guamalian gear. My boy Rome from Guam dreamed up his line of Guamalian gear. They have dope Hawaiian shirts. They have baby blankets. They have hats. They have beanies, man. Backpacks. They have house doormats. They have socks. A bunch of cool stuff, and it's all supports the Islanders over there in Guam. So really want to make it a point to show them love and appreciation over there in Guam. So I just want to thank them, Rome over there. Last but not least, we have Spliff Seeds Amsterdam. If you look at the picture featured here is of lemon cream Kush female. The picture featured is a plant that I grew of the lemon cream Kush. It's also on the cover of a book from Sean Prana from the UK, Prana. And so I just want to thank them, all three of those big sponsors, for the constant support and the love. Want to thank the 5070U Live here with me and my boy Mr. B to jump into the mix. Like to shout out my other three sponsors. We have Justin L from Vancouver. My boy Ryan Richardson, Kick Your Bass on Twitter, professional fisherman extraordinaire. And then, of course, Ted Hicks, the host of Late Night Parents and HAPS VIP stud, man. Can't get enough of Ted Hicks and him supporting me and Mr. B every single week. So with that said, I want to also shout out my boy Kyle Smith. He's an artist over here in Southern California. He's really good, man. So I wanted to play a I want to play a song. I think I want to, if it'll let me. Hold on one second. So this is one of his songs that he plays. It's called "Criminal." Like I said, Kyle Smith over here. It's kind of like reggae. It's really cool. So I hope you like it.
Oh, Mike, y'all put the volume.
Can you hear it now, Mr. B?
Just another sunny California day. Got to avoid the freeway. No, I can't let them see my face. 'Cause I'll be back here with another case. They can't wait to put a gun in my head, no. The way they see it, I'm better off dead, no. Johnny Lock, you thought you caught a real criminal. Won't do my neighborhood, this shit'll seem minimal. Tell me, where are you headed at this time of night? Put your hands on the hood now and don't try to fight. Tell me, look what we have here. See, where'd you find this? I thought that we were both clear. Now you're gonna be missed. Whoa. Yeah. I'm coming back for round two. It'll be different this time. Right when I thought that I would never get caught, I was stopped at the end of the line. Rest of them people, they don't understand, but you know it's all fine by me. The way I was taught, we don't talk to police, we don't hear no, see no, speak no. They can't wait to put a gun in my head, no. The way they see it, I'm better off dead.
All right, cool. That's my boy Kyle Smith over here from Ventura County, California.
Nice.
I wanted to give you a little bit of his vibes over here, man. This guy kills it, dude. And he's got a new CD coming out that's on pre-save on Spotify. I'm gonna put it inside of the chat room here for you guys if you liked a little bit of his jams. I absolutely love the guy, dude. The guy's got just nothing but fire to spit all the time, man. So if you like the Kyle Smith there, please go support him. Like I said, he's got a pre-order right now going out on iTunes, on everything that there is. So I just put it in the comment section of my chat. So I know we normally don't do music here, but with Kyle Smith, such a big figure over here in Ventura County, California, and just spitting those good vibes, I just want to make sure to give him some love while he's got a new CD coming out and he's on a new path of life. So make sure you go and support my boy Kyle Smith over here. And with that said, now we will jump into the reason why we are here. Me and Mr. B in the KOPE about to drop the hammer on what we did last week. Last week, I threw down the max bet on my boy Tom Aspinall, and you better believe that we came correct and cashed that bet, baby. So we're gonna jump into that
Sure.
right now, which was Fight Night Brunson versus Till. It was a pretty decent card in my opinion, but that's to each their own. The first fight of the night was the prelim. It was Mark Andre Barrial. He took on Dolce Lungambala. And man, Mark Andre Barrial just looked like he's just a little too much and just had too much power, cardio, and size for Dolce. Dolce, don't get me wrong, he was very dangerous and with a big right hand all the time, and you had to be very weary of it. But it
Yeah.
seemed like Mark Andre Barrial was just keen to it all the way around. What do you think, Mr. B?
Yeah, I agree with you on that one, man. Yeah, Barrio was on point with his man. Kept that constant forward pressure on Dalcha. Dalcha really couldn't do much as the rounds, as the rounds got by. Um, was just trying to look for that big shot, that one big shot, and just couldn't get it. He tried to use the takedowns or the first round, but just that pressure, man, that pressure and the better striking coming from Andre, from Barrios. Um, yeah, just that pressure and the cardio, man. He
Yeah,
just
just
wore Dalcha out.
Yeah, it just seemed like it was just a little too much for Dolce. But Dolce's a
Yeah,
dangerous man, though, bro. I do
yeah,
not want to get caught with any of that power that boy gives. Appreciate the 81 of you here live with me. Sorry about the little technical malfunction in the beginning. Like I said, this is an MMA betting show. I usually don't rip in live audio, so I obviously failed. Thank God for Mr. B for telling me, because I probably would have sat here for about a half hour looking like a full on short bus riding mofo. So appreciate you, Mr. B, and you guys tuning in here with me and Mr. B. Hello, Ryan Richardson, my boy, active sponsor. Kick Your Bass on Twitter, professional fisherman stud. Thank you for the Super Hard Award, Mel B. Beautiful woman. I can't thank you enough. For always being here and supporting me as well. The next fight of the card was Julian Erosa versus Charles Air Jourdain. And let me tell you, the only thing that Air Jourdain caught was air. And when he whiffed on that basket, son, because Julian Erosa, the veteran, OG, the dude everyone counted out. I even counted him out myself. And so Julian Erosa came through with the third round Darce choke from hell. Charles Jourdain went tap, tap, tap-a-roo. Julian Erosa freaking got that W. It was a huge underdog cash right there. What do you think about that fight, Mr. B?
that was a good fight. That was a good fight, and yeah, I kind of doubted Arosa a little bit myself.
A little bit, a little
Um,
bit, a little bit.
that first round was ugly though. He kept taking a bunch of left hands, man. He wasn't putting that defense up, and Jordan kept smacking him with that left hand, just hitting him with the left hook. And I was looking like, dang, how many of these hooks are Rosa's gonna take? Rosa did get dropped too,
Yep.
um, but managed to come back that second round, and put on the fire and just keep that pressure up. Um, Try to keep the footwork, landed his own shots a bit, and then he really had Jordan in trouble that third round. And as you said, he got that Darce. That Darce doesn't fail him, man.
No, man,
He
he's
got
so
that
long.
submission.
He's very long, and he's just some people in jiu-jitsu, when you got those long limbs, it's just so much easier for to catch certain submissions, and Darce choke is one of them. So really nice to see Joey Rosa get that win here. He seems to be coming into his own. So the next fight of the night was Jack Shore. He took on Ludwig Shololian. And man, this was a decent fight that went back and forth all around, but Jack Shore just seemed to be a little bit too much for Ludwig. Ended up winning a 3-round unanimous decision. I don't have too much to say about this fight. What about you, Mr. B?
Yeah,
Nothing much,
yeah,
right?
that's pretty much pretty much straightforward, man.
Yeah.
Um, Ludovic's a national wrestler up in the Ukraine, I think it is that he was at.
Hmm.
But I was really like kind of surprised there, man. He couldn't really do nothing against Shore, wrestling wise, man.
Nothing.
Shore just controlled them and just ruled that the whole fight, both on the ground and on the feet. I was really impressed with Jack Shore. Really impressed.
Yeah, it was definitely a
Yeah.
good fight because Ludwig's no joke on the ground, and Jack Shore
No.
looked really good. The next fight of the night was Molly Meatball McCann took on Ji Yun Kim, and man, Molly Meatball looked good, man. All 3 round unanimous decision. They have here she beat Ji Yun Kim. For some reason, I thought she finished Ji Yun Kim, but I guess I must have been smoking too much reefer that night. But Molly McCann looked pretty impressive in the bout that I remember. What did you think about it, Mister B?
Molly Meatball McCann. She surprised the hell out of me, man. She surprised me. She, as they said, man, during the commentary, they said that she got back to her roots, her basics, and she was a pretty good boxer, and I was really surprised to see them hands fly from her. I really thought Jiyeon Kim was gonna be a little bit more composed and work behind her jab, and try to find a way to land the right hand, but it did not really quite go that way. Meatball was just putting it on her, man. She even got the takedown, but she just was so aggressive in that fight, man, and refused to back down from Jiyeon Kim.
The
Really good performance,
mean
yeah,
little Tasmanian devil, Molly McCann, huh?
for real.
She looked good though. She could tell she wanted it bad, and she was screaming all over with emotions. And she also won the fight of the night here, won $50,000. And I saw her on
Yep.
her Instagram, just screaming and crying because I know exactly how that feels being there with my brother War Machine when he won fight of the night versus J Rock, Jared Rollins on the tough six finale. And just basically, it was 8,000 to show, 8,000 to win. He ended up winning fight of the night and knockout of the night. Ended up getting, I think it was 50,000 extra dollars back then. It was only 25 and 25. But I just remember my brother just being so stoked about it. But shout
Yeah.
out to Molly McCann for getting that big W. Next up on the card was the first fight of the main card, and it was Paddy Pimblett, and he was taking on Luigi Vendramin, man. And Luigi Vendramin had Paddy Pimblett in some trouble in the beginning of this first round until Paddy Pimblett turned it around, KO, TKO, ended up knocking out Luigi Vendramin and ended up getting the W here. I'm not quite sold on Paddy Pimblett 100% because of what I saw Luigi Vendramini do to him in the very beginning, but it was definitely a decent performance in the sense where Paddy Pimblett in his debut fight for the UFC. What did you think about that, Mr. B?
Ah, Benjamini, man. Man, that one. I was sure to believe Benjamini was gonna put away Paddy. Um, because I watched Paddy fight, and Paddy has good striking, he has good submission skills, but he keeps that chin up. And Benjamini was checking that chin with some heavy shots, man. Almost had him wrapped up, but that dude just came back, man, and just put away Benjamini. I was just like,
Yeah, it was
oh,
impressive. I was cheering
yeah,
Luigi Vendramini on for the upset just because I wanted to.
yeah,
I like drama, but Paddy Pimblett definitely faced some adversity and did look good, coming back. But he's definitely got some cheek in his armor, in my opinion.
yeah. He does,
So,
he does.
but the next fight of the night was Khalil Roundtree versus Modestas Bukauskas. And let me make sure I don't ruin this one for you guys, and let me make sure I get the actual the right. I'm gonna play this for you guys. Okay, the Khalil Roundtree and the damage that he does. Let me get us off the screen to do this justice. This was vicious, huh, Mister B? Khalil Roundtree goes forward and just look, just watch this. He just snaps Modestas Bukauskas front lead leg with this push kick to the outside of the knee. It was vicious. Man, it doesn't do it justice how vicious this kick was, and like, man, how easily he won this fight off of this, but he kept doing it and leaving his leg there. And Rick Khalil Roundtree must have sensed it, and Jesus Christ, bro, he fucked his whole world up. I cannot believe how badly he just destroyed his whole leg and snapped it, man. What did you think about that fight, Mister B?
Um, Good fight, good performance by Khalil Roundtree. I liked his forward pressure. He stepped on the gas early, man. He stepped on the gas early and really had Bukauskas on his back foot for the majority of the fight. Um, Slowed it down and eased up in the second round, but still was moving forward on him and landed some good shots. Was really calculated. Um, Bukowskis was trying to land a couple here and there too. Then that kick came. You know what I mean? That momentary hesitation. Khalil was trying to land those kicks a little bit, tapping them legs a little bit, and then he found that opportunity to land that kick. Um, he took real good advantage of Bukowski's stance. Bukowskis was stepping away, you know what I mean, to the side, and Khalil Roundtree found the opening to land that kick.
It's just
Caused a
vicious. Look
whole
at
lot
that.
of caused
I
a
just
whole lot of drama on Twitter.
if you're watching
Everybody's
if you're
complaining.
watching live, guys, I just absolutely just smashed this beast. I mean, you could just see this video of him just smashing that whole leg, man. I just feel so bad for Modestas Bukauskas. He's not going to be the same for a long, long time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brian over here. Appreciate you, my dude. They my mustache is captivating. I appreciate you, dude. My dad was LAPD officer, Detective Stud, and he had a mustache when I was little, and I just absolutely adored my dad. So he passed away when I was 9, and I always kind of honor him. Every once in a while, I switch off from mustache to no mustache, but I appreciate all you guys here live. 95 of you here tuning into me and Mr. B, the KLPE, rip it on the mic. This fight night was really exciting. That was Khalil Roundtree, just devastating with the side kick to the knee of Modestas Bukauskas, probably ending his fighting career for at least a year straight. But I don't think he'll ever be the same after a kick like that, but that's just my opinion. The next fight of the night was really impressive, in my opinion, for the size difference. Alex Morano took on David Zawada, the German Deutschland Zawada is. I favored him just because I'm German, and I ended up getting me in trouble. But Alex Morano, for being smaller and outsized here, his striking was absolutely amazing. His all-around jiu-jitsu game, every single position that he ended up being with David Zawada, he was just superior in every sense of the way. I thought he almost might get a knockout here versus David Zawada, but Alex Morano ended up doing the 3-round unanimous decision over David Zawada. It was a pretty exciting 3-round fight, in my opinion. What do you think about Mr. B?
I like that fight, man. It was a good back and forth. I did think Zawada was gonna outpower Morono, but Morono is such a that man is like scrap iron. That man don't want to go away for nothing, man.
Seriously, right?
And he just keeps coming in and winging these crazy shots, and it's like, dude, you're supposed to be a jiu-jitsu guy. You're not supposed to be doing this.
I know, man. He's so awkward too, so it ends up working very well. His jab's different. Every single thing Alex Morano does is quite different, and he looked really good versus David Zawada. I don't know if it was just Zawada having a bad night or Morano having a really good night, but touche to Alex Morano for ending up victorious versus David Zawada. The next fight of the night was the reason why Cope's Corner cared at all for this event. It was Tom Aspinall versus Sergey Spivak. And do you guys remember last week when I said that my boy Tom Aspinall was going to skin the polar bear alive and just do absolutely dirty work to him? Do you guys remember when I said we were max betting this shit and that I do not have any respect for Sergey Spivak? Well, let me just get this straight. My boy Tom Aspinall cashed that bet. $500 on Tom Aspinall for the max bet, cash $200 with the right elbow to ground and pound, just devastation. If you're watching right now,
very fast hands.
You're blessed to see just a Tom Aspinall with the right elbow to ground and pound, just devastation in round 1. You couldn't ask for a better bet to cash just right off the bat. So I absolutely love it, man. You know, when I go out on the limb and I call these guys bums, when I say they're going to skin them alive, when I say that when I put a max bet out there and I cash it quicker than anything, it just feels good, man. So shout out to Cope's Corner once again for cashing 2 units to bank that roll. What'd you think about this performance, Mr. B?
Damn. That was like one of the surest of sure bets on this card, man. Tom Aspinall is a beast, boy. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know, man.
It was free money.
Yeah, this
free money.
Yep. His rise to the division is gonna be something, man. Really to watch.
Oh man, I love him. I love him. He moves well. He moves well. He's different, dude. He's got a decent body on him, or he's athletic. I've been in love with Tom Aspinall since he got here in the UFC. I've been riding that train ever since. And when nothing stopped here when we cashed that bet for us, and I just love it, man. Like I said, cashed that bet for Cope's Corner. Absolute domination in the first round. It doesn't get any easier, and it just makes me so damn proud of myself when I cash those bets for you.
Absolutely.
So I hope you guys cashed that bet with me and ended up padding your bank account and buy your wife something nice, right? But the last fight of the night was the main event. It was Derek Brunson versus Darren Till. And man, Derek Brunson looks so freaking good, man, and Darren Till looks terrible. Derek Brunson absolutely dominated him, man. Round three, rear naked choke, made Darren Till tap faster than my sister. I can't believe how fast that this dude tapped out, and just how easily Derek Brunson kind of just controlled him, laid on him, and preyed on him. Yeah, now the coaches are saying he had blew his knee and all these things after, of course, man. But the truth is that Derek Brunson looked absolutely phenomenal here and just dominated Derek Till in round three. What did you think about this fight with Derek Brunson, Mr. B?
Darren Till, man. Ah, man. Darren Till. I feel bad for Darren Till. I feel bad. Honestly, I feel real bad for him. On the other side, I say that Derek Brunson did what Derek Brunson is supposed to do in this fight to show that he is ready for that either another big fight or to get a title shot, man. Um, Brunson came in there real calculated, real methodical in his approach. I'm very surprised how easy he got those takedowns though. Darren Till didn't even try to like fight off the takedown or like necessarily fight off the takedown or try to fight off his back. Like he was just accepting of the takedowns. He did fight well when it was in the stand up, but just those takedowns, man. And then I was super scared because I thought he was gonna get finished in the first round.
Yeah.
That had me worried. That had me worried because Brunson was hitting him with some mean ground and pound.
Oh
And I
yeah.
was like, please, please, Till, get up. And Till got up. I was like, all right, thank God. But yeah, Till's got to have to go back to the drawing board, man, and figure things out.
Yeah, I'm glad that I didn't bet on Darren Till. I picked him here in this main event, and I'm so glad that I don't really bet main events very often, just because I there seems to be a lot of bait and it's just smoke and mirrors with these main events, and I like the fire on stuff that I'm for sure of, like I was in the
Yeah.
co-main event and cashing that bet. I'm so glad I just stayed away from this one because I had a very heavy lean towards Darren Till. I thought that he had a big left. He did show that versus Derek Brunson for a little bit, but Derek
Mhm.
Brunson's cardio, his striking looks so much better with his new coach uh, and his whole new team. They're just absolutely amazing over there at Sanford MMA. So shout out
Yeah.
to Derek Brunson for just cashing another main event spot, another fight in general. He just looked absolutely amazing. And so with that said, that was the main event of the UFC Vegas 36, which was Brunson versus Till. Appreciate the 113 of you here live. And once again, the only bet for Brunson versus Till was Tom Aspinall on the rare max bet that we cashed here for $200 plus 2 units for the bankroll. So let's fucking go, baby. But with that said, there's no UFC this weekend, but we did have Contender Series yesterday, which is Dana White's Contender Series week 2. If you guys don't know, it's very exciting. It's Tuesday nights at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ESPN Plus. Me and Mr. B are big fans of it. The first, and it seems to be Dana White just seems to be fans too. He's giving out contracts all over the place. The first, didn't he give every single winner a contract again, Mr. B?
Yes, yes, he did.
So it's
Yes, he
crazy.
did.
So the first fight of the night was Chad Ellinger versus Muin Gafarov. And Chad Angelev was a huge underdog, ended up cashing a split decision victory. I believe it was a 5-1 underdog who won versus Muin. What did you think about this fight, Mr. B?
Oh man, this was a good fight. Um, this dude, Chad there, really impressed with how he managed to turn the whole fight around because he was getting beat up in the first round. He managed to put on the pace there. Well, actually, it was kind of a mix-up. My bad. He got a knockdown. He got a knockdown on Gafarov. Did and Helliger did, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he got a knockdown on him. The
Yep.
second round was where Gafarov was ruling on this dude on Chad there, and he did real good on the takedowns and working. The third round though, I was quite impressed. Or this guy Chad there managed to get the reversals and look to strike a little bit more. Really had Gafarov in trouble. Gafarov was slowly gassing. Oh man, it was a good fight. It was a good fight.
Yeah, nice. I mean, like anytime a 5-1 underdog cashes, I'm absolutely stoked, man. I love watching underdogs win, especially when everyone's got the parlays locked up with these guys. But the
Yeah.
next fight of the night was pure violence. It was a fight that I absolutely loved. CJ Vergara just absolutely killed Bruno Correa. Had no respect for him and took his soul. He KO'd him and TKO'd him with a knee to the liver. Not once, but twice, man. He just absolutely sent this guy's whole body into shock. He just sent them limp from the liver, the knee to the liver, and it was just absolutely incredible what CJ Vergara was able to do to get the contract. I love this kid. He's just dangerous. He's just a finisher. I couldn't say enough good things about the 125-pounder CJ Vergara. What did you think about these vicious knees to the body, Mr. B?
CJ is going to be a problem. If he could keep it on this path, he's going to be a problem. Man, Correa came in, and I was like, Correa, he looks good. He got finishes. He got a lot of good finishes, man. But and he was there before. But man, CJ came in. CJ was all about the business. I had watched a little bit of his fights to get a understanding of what he was about. And his striking is dangerous.
Yeah.
And when he got in there, he just showed, hey, I'm here for real. Man, just poured it on Korea. And then when he got him with those knees, man, folded that man like clean laundry.
Dangerous, bro.
Had him curled like cooked shrimp. It was just
he did, bro. His whole body went limp. He was flatlined, bro. It was vicious. I absolutely love this kid, CJ. I'm stoked that he got the contract. The next fight of the night was Simon Oliveira versus Jose Alday. This was a pretty good fight back and forth, but Simon Oliveira just seemed to have a little bit too much for Jose Alday. Ended up winning a split decision. They went back and forth all over the place, but like I said, Simon Oliveira seemed to be a little bit bigger too, and just had a little bit too much for Jose Alday, who's been around the scene for a bit. What do you think about Simon Oliveira's performance over Jose Alday?
I liked it. In this fight, I was kind of surprised. I picked Alday on this one, thinking that Alday was just going to pretty much try to defend the takedowns a little bit and land with the hands, which he kind of did. He kind of did that. Had Oliveira in some trouble, but then Oliveira managed to get that wrestling, get that clinching, and get those takedowns. But he started throwing some of those strikes, and I was like, whoa, he had power like that, because he rocked all day. He rocked it all day on a couple of occasions in that fight. And I was just like, whoa, where was this? You know what I mean? But then, he managed to get those takedowns, were on all day, and showed, he had some pretty solid cardio there to carry that out, to carry the whole game plan. And
good all-around mixed martial arts game plan by Simon Oliveira to beat Jose Alday. The next fight of the night was Chidi Njokuani, sorry, versus Mario Souza. Man, Chidi bang bang, all right? Because he took out Mario Souza like no big thing, dude. Souza's a dangerous dude, man. He literally had nothing for Chidi on the feet, that he had to turn into a wrestler, and he doesn't have really any takedown game at all. Chidi looked absolutely amazing in this performance. He got kneed in the nuts 2 or 3 times worse than you've ever seen anyone in a fight. I've seen so many people quit in the middle of a bout, and Chidi took these and wore these like nobody's business. We'll call him Iron Balls Chidi from now on, but Chidi bang bang came through, ground and pound, slept Mario Souza in round 3. What did you think about Chidi earning this contract, Mr. B?
Super happy for Chidi Njokuani, man. Super happy for him. I watched him in Bellator, watched his brother Anthony fight back in the WEC days. When he came into the UFC as well. Chidi, man, Chidi's good, but Chidi's improved, man, since his last fight on Bellator to now. Like, coming into the Contender series, I was impressed with his striking. His striking is forever improving, but I was more impressed with his ground game. His ground game's improved a lot.
Seriously, right?
Yeah. This dude Souza, man, I don't know what the hell Souza was going through that man's head. That man blasted Njokuani about 2-3 times in the nuts. I don't know how Njokuani had the wherewithal, the focus to continue on and get that finish, man. He totally outclassed Mario Souza. outclassed him
Yeah, he did.
horribly,
Yeah.
horribly. Made him look bad.
Dude, and
Um,
it was a pick 'em fight. So it was $115 each way to win 100. And Chitty just made it look like he was a negative 500 favorite, huh?
exactly, exactly.
So
Just ugh.
smoked them. In hindsight, I always bet the veteran versus the newcomer. And if I would have had a bet on this at all, I would have probably bet Chitty just because of the fact that the veteranship and the XP just goes a long way. And then his striking and BJJ black belt game is absolutely phenomenal. What's up, Ted Hicks, my dude? We got
Ted, what's
Ghost the Late
happening,
Night
Ted?
Parents in the house. Our boy from New York, right? Where you're from?
Yeah, yeah, from New York. Yeah, out
Yeah,
of
that's
Long
right.
Island.
Yeah, appreciate the 121 of you guys here watching me and Mr. B rip show. And with that said, that was Chitty just dominating Mario Souza. And
Yeah,
the last, thank you for the teamwork award, Ted Hicks. I love having Mr. B on the show. Pretty much,
word.
Mr. B and I are undefeated with bets. I think I've cashed over $1,000 just in the 3 shows that Mr. B's been on. One of them being a max bet, and a couple other shows where I just cleaned house, going 2 or 3-0 domination station. Cope's Corner. Get at me, baby. But the last fight of the night was the main event. It was Josh Quinlan versus Logan Urban. And holy smokes, man. Josh Quinlan is about that life, bro. 6-0, and this guy just sleeps, fools. He just sent poor Logan Urban. I mean, he took this fight thinking he might actually have a chance. He thought about he was going to meet Dana White. He was going to see all the glitz and glamour, and instead he just got smoked by Josh Quinlan and everything taken from him. Josh Quinlan looks absolutely phenomenal at 170 pounds for being only 6-0, and just dominated him round 1 KO, TKO punches, and just slept Logan Urban. What do you think about this kid, Josh Quinlan, who earned a contract, Mr. B?
Josh Quinlan fought this guy. Who's this guy? This guy?
Logan
Yeah,
Urban.
Logan Urban. There you go. Man, all I can say is that, golly, Josh Quinlan, man. I watched Quinlan at LFA, and I was like, okay, this guy, he's fighting against Urban, has some KOs and TKOs as well. He has a lot of finishes, but he took the fight on short notice. But he was ready for it. I just don't think he was ready for a guy like Quinlan. Quinlan came in there and threw lefts and pretty much bragging rights throughout the whole fight. The fight was only a few seconds, but that man Quinlan's right hand was the story of that whole fight.
Yeah.
Godly. You want to talk about overkill on a finish, man?
That's serious, dude.
He just blitzed him through the lefts and rights. Then he caught him. He hit him with one right hand. Then he hit him with the second right hand. The second right hand dropped him, and he could have left it.
Yeah.
Man just leans forward, hits him with one more to put him away.
Dude.
I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, he's a killer for sure. He ain't a guy that's waiting for the ref to stop it, huh?
Yeah, but the thing that's really cool about Quinlan is how calm he is
Yes,
before fights and after fights.
yes,
You
very.
wouldn't expect him to be that much of a savage. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like not that he's I don't want to be racist. He's like very like the Asian type or Hawaiian Islander. He's very quiet dude.
Yeah.
Just seemed very well mannered. Just so crazy to see when this guy turns it on, man. He's kind of like Wolverine. If you look at his picture, he just looks like a dude that just transforms into a monster and just
Yeah.
takes you out. But with that said, man, that was the Dana White's Contender Series for this week. That was week 2. Next week will be week 3. There is no UFC this weekend, sadly, so no bets for Cope's Corner, sadly.
Nope.
But that will just be a week off, and then we'll jump into, I believe it's Ryan Spann versus Anthony Lionheart Smith for next UFC event that we will jump into and do bets for on next Wednesday's show. But with that said, I just love to thank Mr. B for being here with me. There's no better co-host than my boy Mr. B. I really can't thank you enough for
Hey,
just
no problem, man.
jumping with me on short notice, jumping with me on all notice. But being Mr. B absolutely kills shows and we kill bets. So make sure you guys.
One thing, Mike. One thing.
Yes, sir.
This Saturday there is something going on, but I don't know if people are really gonna tune into it. They have the boxing fight.
Oh, that's right. Is that Fury?
Yeah.
Which one is it?
No. It's gonna be Holyfield
Oh, that's
versus
right.
Vitor Belfort.
Oh, the
Yeah,
freak show.
and,
Yeah, we're gonna
yeah,
be tuning in for sure, man. But
and
I mean,
Tito Ortiz versus Anderson Silva.
Holyfield
Yeah,
is gonna kill someone, bro. Like, are you guys kidding me? He's a big old dude, bro. The fight that they had scheduled before for Belfort is way different than the fight that he's taken, man. And for the same for was it who was fighting De La Hoya?
Belfort was supposed to
Okay, it was
fight De La
Belfort.
Hoya. Yeah,
Yeah, Belfort versus De La Hoya was somewhat close, but now you got Evander Holyfield, who's a big monster of a man with just absolutely decorated champion. Which so is De La Hoya, but he's much smaller. Evander Holyfield's a beast, dude. So it should be exciting to watch the freak show, which is these boxing matches versus MMA that they're doing. I love freak shows. I love the circus, and I love anything that just causes drama. So make sure you guys tune into that this weekend with 58-year-old Evander Holyfield blows
yeah.
smoke and absolutely smokes Vitor Belfort, probably KOs him, or if he might be nice to him, but I think he smokes him. But it also we have if you like combat karate, I believe that is on tomorrow, and it is on and popping lately. They are knocking fools out like nobody's business, the men and the women. So if you are bored and you want to watch anything exciting that has to do with mixed martial arts, combat karate is just really coming up and a lot of fun to watch. They do it on a rooftop in the middle of a ring, and they just freaking smoke people with kicks, man. It's a lot of fun and a lot of mismatches too, which I really like those. So, with that said, that's this week's of Cope's Corner. Can't thank you enough, Mr. B, for being here. Want to shout out your Twitter handle so anyone can follow you?
Oh yeah, man. You can catch me at Mr. B 1986 on Twitter, and catch me here on Haps at Mr. B the MMA guy.
Hell
Yep.
yeah, man. And with that said, can't thank you enough for tuning in to me and Mr. B rip it on the mic and just tune into Brunson versus Till recap in the Dana White Contender Series week 2. With that said, till next week, baby, let's roll.